Hi, this is Leslie at All Star Custom Bling, and today I'm going to show you how to iron on our Wrestling Glitter Mom transfers. This video will also work for any of our glitter transfers. In your package that you received from us, you're going to have the last name or whatever name you selected for the back of your shirt. We do include two sizes just because everybody has their own preference as to what size they want. You're going to have the transfer that says Mom on it, and you're going to have the transfer that says Wrestling on it. You're going to have a piece of parchment paper, and then you're going to have an instruction sheet on some helpful tips as to how to get started and the supplies needed and how you're going to press over the shirt to get out the wrinkles and stuff. So go ahead and read over this page and then we'll get started. We're going to go ahead and start with the back of the shirt first. So go ahead and lay your shirt so that the back of the shirt is facing you, and you've already marked the center of the shirt, so we're ready to go. You're going to select whatever size you want off of the backing sheet. Now we have included tape on these just for shipping purposes. So go ahead and just peel off the tape around the design. There's probably going to be, probably 3 or 4 pieces. And the other transfer, you can save it for another shirt or whatever you want to do with it. So now we have our name that's going to go on the back of the shirt. So go ahead, and what we want to do is we want to fold this in half so that we can find the center. Just fold it in half and crease it in the center. And now we know where it's going to go on the shirt. So what you want to do is you can decide how far you want it down. Just keep in mind where your hair is going to fall and where it's going to fit on your body. We usually go about 3 inches down. So go ahead and line the shirt up, the transfer up, and what we're doing is we're centering this transfer on the center line of the shirt. And when you have it where you want it, press it down in place with your hands. Make sure the shirt doesn't have any wrinkles. Now we're going to take the piece of parchment paper that came in your package. We're just going to simply unfold it, and we're just going to lay it over the design. Now you'll be able to see through this parchment paper, so you'll know exactly where to iron. So go ahead and get your iron, and we're going to place it straight down over the design. You want to make sure that you're not moving your iron to do any kind of movement like this or like this. You're going to make a solid press down motion and keep it in place. So press down, and we're going to hold in place for 10 to 12 seconds. Pick up your iron, you're going to move it over just a bit, and you're going to place it right back down. And we're going to hold in place for 10 to 12 seconds with firm pressure. So go ahead and repeat that process on the entire name on your shirt, and make sure that you have ironed on each letter of that name. Now that you've pressed over the name, go ahead and remove your piece of parchment paper, and we're going to peel off the plastic piece of the transfer. Now this is going to be hot, so be careful. So you just want to start lifting up the plastic. Now if any of the letters are not sticking down to your shirt, you need to press this plastic back down, put your parchment paper back over, and you're going to want to iron over the entire design again. Because if you don't get it ironed all the way down, you do have a risk of the letters peeling off. So let's go ahead and remove this. Okay, so now we have our name on the back. Now what we're going to do is flip the shirt over so that the front of the shirt is facing us. Now we still have the crease on the center, so we still know exactly where we're going to go with it. Now I want you to take the transfer that says Mom. So you're going to get the transfer that says Mom. We're going to peel this off of the backing paper. So go ahead and peel it off. There should probably be, I don't know, 3 to 4 pieces of tape. So let's go ahead and peel the tape off. And then we're just going to take it off of this backing paper. And one thing I did forget to mention is on the back of each of the transfers are instructions for you. This one is going to tell you to press second. It's going to tell you need to center it on this shirt. And when measuring the word Mom, just remember the word wrestling is going to go above the word Mom. So now what we want to do is we want to go ahead and find the center of Mom. So let's go ahead and just fold this in half and line it up. And then we're going to crease it across so that we can find a center on the transfer. Okay, now as that note on the back of the transfer said, remember that the word wrestling is going to go above the word Mom. So on crew necks you typically want to go down 3 inches, and for V-necks or scoop necks you typically want to go down 1 inch. So the easiest way that we have found to do this is go ahead and also remove the tape from the word wrestling. Just remove the pieces of tape. And what we're going to do is we're just going to position the word wrestling above the word Mom so that we can get our correct placement. So remove this from the backing paper. And you're just going to want to press or put this down on top of the word Mom, just so that we can get an idea of where we want it to measure. So line it up where it goes. Now we can see that we need to move this down. So what I want to do, we want the top of the wrestling word to be about 3 inches down from the neckline, because this is a crew neck shirt. So you can measure it or eyeball it. So we're going to move this where we want it, and we're going to line up the crease of Mom with the center crease of the shirt. Once we have found the center, we're going to press it down, and then you're going to simply remove the word wrestling back off of the word Mom. Okay, just like that. Make sure this is lined up correctly. And now we know exactly where we want to press Mom. Go ahead and take your piece of parchment paper, and we're going to place it over the word Mom. You're going to take your iron, and again you're going to go straight down on the design, and we're going to hold in place with firm pressure for 10 to 12 seconds. Lift it up, move it over just a little bit, and push it right back down. And we're going to hold it in place for 10 to 12 seconds. So repeat that process until you have completely ironed over the word Mom. Now that you've ironed over the word Mom, go ahead and remove your piece of parchment paper, and we're going to remove the plastic backing off of the word Mom. So slowly lift up the plastic. Now remember, if the glitter is not staying on the shirt, you need to go ahead and push the plastic back down, put your parchment paper over the design, and iron over it again. So let's go ahead and lift this off. Okay, now we have the word Mom on our shirt. Now the last thing we need to do is put on our wrestling transfer. So if you'll notice on the transfer page that came with the transfer, on the back of it is our instructions that say press last, and it's telling us that we can cut the W apart from the word. The reason we suggest this is because when you iron on the glitter, sometimes as it heats up and then cools back down, it does tend to shrink a little bit, which makes it kind of hard to line this up just right. So what we have found that works the best is just get a pair of scissors, and we're just going to cut the W right off of the transfer, just like that. So now we have the W as one piece and the rest of the word as the second piece. Now it's much easier to line up with these cutouts. So what you need to do is just put the W where it goes, and you just want to get your fingers and press it in place. And then we're going to take the rest of the word and you're going to follow where the cutouts go, and make sure that the glitter is not touching the other glitter. You want to make sure that all the glitter is only ironing on the shirt and the wrestling word glitter is not overlapping on the mom glitter. So we just want to line this up just like that. Press it in place with your hands. Now we want to take our piece of parchment paper and place over the entire design. And now we're going to iron the word wrestling. So take your iron, go straight down on the design, and we're going to hold in place with firm pressure for 10 to 12 seconds. So lift up, move over, and press right back down for 10 to 12 seconds. Now repeat this process until you've ironed over the entire word wrestling. Now that you've ironed over the word wrestling, we're going to remove our piece of parchment paper and we're going to remove the plastic from the word wrestling. Now remember, this is going to be hot. So let's lift off the W, the plastic from the W. Again, remember, if any of these letters are not stained down on the shirt, you need to repeat the process, put the parchment paper back over and iron over it again. Let's go ahead and remove. Okay, now we've ironed on our entire design. What I recommend so that this shirt will hold up to washings is go ahead and put your parchment paper back over the entire design and go ahead and iron over the entire design, the word wrestling and mom, once again. This will make sure that all the glue is adhered to the shirt and it won't start peeling up after you've washed it a couple of times. So go ahead and take your iron, press it down over the entire design, and hold in place for 10 to 12 seconds with firm pressure. Lift it up, move it over, and press right back down for 10 to 12 seconds. And repeat this process until you've ironed over the entire design. Once you've ironed over the entire design again, go ahead and remove your piece of parchment paper. And the last step that I highly suggest is turning the shirt wrong side out and ironing over the design from the inside of the shirt. This again is just a way to make sure that the transfer doesn't start peeling up on you. So fold the shirt wrong side out. And this time we're going to take our piece of parchment paper and we're going to put on the inside of the shirt. So what you want to do is you want to put it all the way to the top so that it's covering up the last name on the back and the front design. Make sure all the wrinkles are out. Now what you want to do is get your iron, and you can kind of see where the design is, and you can also fill it. So go to the edge of the design, press your iron down, and you're going to hold in place, for about 5 seconds. Go about 5 to 8 seconds on the inside. So we're going to lift up, move over, and press right back down. And we want to hold in place with firm pressure for about 5 to 8 seconds. So go ahead and repeat this process until you've ironed over the entire back of the design. Now that you've ironed over the back of the design, go ahead and take out the piece of parchment paper, and we're going to turn the shirt right side out. And now you are all finished. So we have the name on the back, and we have the design on the front. And this one's done in the confetti silver glitter and the white rainbow glitter. It's a very pretty combination. Please be sure to follow the washing instructions included in your package. And if you have any questions, please contact us at allstarcustombling@gmail.com. And thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time.